So I think I've got something that I want to run by you guys and see if you'd be interested in. Let me just show you the results. This is what it looks like when you're done. This is what it originally looked like. She's not a bad looking person to begin with, but through this method, you're able to make her look flawless. And it only takes like a minute or so. And you can do this over hundreds of photos really quickly. So let's get into it. I'll show you how to do it. Close this out, don't save it. It's a Photoshop droplet, so you're going to take a picture, in this case picture 1, drop it on the droplet, and it's going to open up, run through its thing. It's going to give you a little message saying, all done, paint on the mask where you would like to heal the skin. You want to probably change up your brush size depending on how much area you want to cover at a time, but you can literally just paint on the mask, make sure it's selected. And as you can see, it's not blurring out the skin. It actually is literally just getting rid of the blemishes. It is leaving a lot of skin texture back in there, which is really important. And the advantage to doing it this way versus, let's say, the clone or stamp tool is it saves you a bunch of time. You don't have to find good samples of the skin to clone and stamp. You just kind of paint over it. It's pretty powerful, so I'll give you a little example of other things it can do. Here's some freckles in the background. You can just get rid of those. One thing, I don't know if the YouTube compression is going to get rid of this, but it does seem like there's a lot of texture on the skin, which is great, but perhaps a little bit too much. I'll show you how to tone that down in just a minute, and no, it's not changing the opacity of this fantastic layer. We'll just get rid of this real quick. And there is actually a quicker way to select the skin, and you could probably have already been done by now if you had done it that other way, but it, in my opinion, doesn't look as nice. I'll show you how to do that on the second picture. It's looking pretty good. And you could probably mess with this forever to try to make it look as best as you can, but for our purposes, this is pretty good. And I'll show you, this is the after, before, after, before. Zoom in so you can see some of the textural differences. A little bit on the cheek there. Okay, great. So if you notice, it looks like it's a little too much texture. If you double click on this layer, it's going to bring you into the smart object. If you click these last two layers, they're the low light texture and the highlight texture. You can just turn those off and then close out the window. If you have it full screen, you can hit Command W or Control W on the PC. If you're in tabbed, if you have them tabbed like this, you just close it like that. Or if it's its own window, you would obviously just close it right there. You want to save it. If you don't, the changes won't stick. There you go, and we just got rid of some of that texture. Yet it still looks like skin. Let me show you a different method now to select the skin a little bit more quickly. Select our second picture, because why work on the same image? Although we could if we really wanted to. All done. Great. Continue. So another way of selecting the skin would be to come over here to the magic wand tool, which is probably what it is on yours. You could hit W, but make sure the quick selection tool is on. You want to make sure it's on plus, sample all layers, auto enhance, all those. Make sure it's about the size, just a little bit bigger than the iris of your subject, and then start selecting the skin layer. And you'll notice it selected all the skin and more. To get rid of that, we're going to hold down Option on the Mac, Alt on the PC. Get rid of that. A little bit more. Great. Okay, great. And then your layer mask should still be selected. You're going to hold down Option or Alt on the PC and then delete, backspace on the PC. And then select the eraser. You can hit E to do it quickly. We're going to want to also deselect this. You can hit Command D or Control D on the PC. Change your brush size, which I'm doing with the brackets. Delete or erase over the eyes. Something often forgotten is the nose. This provides a lot of detail and it can give away a really bad skin retouch instantly. Make sure that you get the eyebrows because those are also important. Basically details you want back in the picture. And obviously the lips, going over those. Great. And there you have it. And for this image, we actually want more texture from the skin, because if you zoom out a little bit, it looks kind of blurry and it doesn't look as good. So we're going to double click. You notice that the fine detail and the regular detail are both set to the opacity of 50%. So we're going to increase our fine detail to about 100% and see what that looks like. It actually looks really good. So we're going to close that out, save it, and there we have it. Now we just kicked through 2 pictures in less than 10 minutes. And that's with me describing a lot of stuff. Let me know if you guys want this droplet or want to test it out, try to break it, because I want to make it better. Let me know.